It's the Paper and Plastic Show! Greetings from Earth 1175. I am Multiverse Steve.
And I'm Mark.
Welcome to the Paper and Plastic Show. Today on the Paper and Plastic Show, we are at the Dunn Museum in Lake County, Illinois for the Bill Sienkiewicz exhibit.
Uh-huh.
Come join us as we walk through.
Yeah, and we're also going to be doing the scavenger hunt too.
So here is the entrance to the exhibit right here. You can see art from the picture here, and they have some of his artwork right here. Here's a recreation of a Neil Adams Batman cover. And it's really nice. They have yeah, so here's a sketchbook from him from 1985, mixed media sketchbook. It looks like that's the actual sketchbook inside the glass. And then here is a reproduction of some of the pages. So yeah, maybe you could scroll through it a little bit. So there's a Daredevil. It's got Cheshire Cat.
I noticed his pictures look like a little funky.
He does. I mean, he's known for doing
Like
a little
this.
more abstract type work.
Like that too. Like that's not really. I don't think that's reasonable.
But these are some sketches trying to get kind of movement and mood.
Yeah.
Right there, that looks like a painting. There's a sketch.
Here's the cover.
Yeah, so you can that's the original up here. And then this is like some preliminary sketches, trying to work out the ideas.
Uh-huh.
And there it is, from Electric Assassin, right there. Here's an original art page from Electric Assassin right here. This is an Untitled Electric work here. And oh, this is great. Look at this Ghost Rider.
He looks like that. It kind of looks like Moon
He does a little bit, right? And so Bill Sienkiewicz, if you didn't know, he's a famous comic book artist. He's worked for Marvel and DC. He's also done a lot of independent work. And Moon Knight is a character he's really associated with.
Uh-huh.
Along with his work on the New Mutants. And look, there's Morlock for the New Mutants.
Yeah.
It's a nice statue there. It's pretty cool.
I know one from the X-Men book.
Here's the signage talking about the exhibit. So Bill Sienkiewicz, Pop Culture Revolution. And there's the date to the exhibit right there, April 16th to September 5th, 2022. So we'll walk into the exhibit here. You might see a KP popping up. She's not part of the exhibit, just a spectator. So here is a plaque talking about straight toasters. It's a personal project that he worked on. This is from the 1980s. Here's some of the original art pieces from that project.
Oh, and just so you know, so here's some of the scavenger hunt questions too that we should like look out for. It's look at the examples of portraits in the gallery and pick one to look closely at. And then, is this someone you would want or not want to meet in real life? And what is the
That's a funny one.
facial expression of this character? How does Bill Sienkiewicz use perspective, color, and background to tell you about the character? Does the portrait look realistic or like a cartoon?
Oh, okay.
So we
So
should
Portraits are up and to the front.
yeah, so we're working our way through it here. So here's some more artwork from Straight Toasters here. And these are amazing. Look too how he has the text over the top. It looks like it's an acetate he put over top of the artwork.
And what if they're actually like straight toasters? Look,
There's your toaster.
There's
There's your straight toaster, as advertised. His work is incredible. I mean, obviously he's an amazing artist. You know, comic book or otherwise. This is great. It's more of the Straight Toasters work here. And look at this guy here, Morlock, right? Yeah. And then here is some of his influences, fine art versus illustration. So some of the artists that inspired him. Like this is some personal work here. It's a nice watercolor landscape. There's a portrait of the Mad Hatter.
That's it looks like Lincoln.
It does kind of. I thought it was Lincoln at first from a distance, but I don't think it's Lincoln. And then here's another sketchbook here.
I love sketchbooks.
This one is from 1984, and looks like look at there's some caricatures there. Superman. Looks like we have some Dune work here, and I know he did
I thought it
some
said
work.
dude.
That's
I
some Dune.
I looked at it earlier.
Yeah.
Arv and I looked at it earlier.
Yeah. And then I know he did at least a cover for the adaptation of the movie from the 80s.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's nice. And there's some character studies, looks like, right? And here's some more of his personal artwork here. Here's the Island of Dr. Moreau. Then over on this side here, it looks like we have some DC work. There's Bizarro. There's a vampire Batman, Harley Quinn, Green Lantern. If you hear that in the background, there's a video as well as an interview with the artist, and you're kind of hearing that going off. Here's an example of an original drawing, and you have the cover to the comic book there. Heath Ledger as the Joker. Yeah, look at that. That's great. I love how he's using the white too to take away from the image. That looks just amazing. Some more sketches here talking about his DC work. Here's pull back a little bit. Here's a large sketch on the wall. Batman. He's calling out, right?
Yeah.
This is the video that you hear kind of going off in the background. But we won't film that.
Yeah.
Then here looks like this is some Marvel right here. There's a nice sketch on the wall of Elektra, a character he's very associated with.
I like Marvel a lot.
Do you prefer Marvel to DC or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here is Star-Lord, and we got a Hulk. There's a Black Cat, Black Panther. This plaque is talking about some of his work with Marvel. And here's some original pages from the series Daredevil Love and War. Pretty amazing. Here's the cover. Here is the art page from Moon Knight. This is also discussing some of his Marvel work. There's some New Mutants stuff right here. You can even see that's on the Marvel comic book Bristol board paper. And has a date on there too, right? December 4th, 1986. There's a recreation of a cover. Some more New Mutants work here. Then here is some mutants here. We got Mystique and Sabretooth. Now we're moving over to, looks like this is like a pop culture section. Talking about some of his work and other pop culture icons instead of just comics. There's a sketch of Carmen Sandiego, and then this is Jimi Hendrix. Voodoo Child, The Legend of Jimi Hendrix, preliminary drawing. There's some pages here, it looks great. Jimi Hendrix, a very famous musician.
Oh.
Robert Plant.
Plant. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You know who those guys are, right?
Yeah.
This is an exit door. Past that. Then here is, looks like Mad Max. And Denzel Washington. Looks like kind of from Training Days.
And then there's Princess Leia.
Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. And then Indiana Jones.
Now let's do
Harrison Ford.
our questions now.
Okay. And I was telling Arf that a lot of times Bill Sienkiewicz will post on Twitter after a famous celebrity or an actor passes away, he'll do a portrait of them as a memorial.
Alright, so look at the examples of portraits we get and pick one to look at. So we're picking Indiana Jones.
Okay, Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones.
I'm pretty sure that they're talking about the artist.
Uh-huh.
Is this someone you would want? Or
No, I think they're talking about the
individual
portrait,
in there?
The individual in the portrait of.
Oh, I want to meet Indiana Jones.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd
Would
be
you
cool,
want to meet
yeah.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
And is this facial expression? What is the facial expression of the character? Looks like he's ready for battle.
Yeah.
Right?
Looks like he's ready to whip somebody there, right?
How does Bill
Sienkiewicz?
Sienkiewicz use perspective, color, and graphics to tell you about the character? Color.
Yeah.
To like show that like he might be like in like the frontier times or something.
Oh, like he's kind of like angry, little red.
He looks determined in that
determined,
picture.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Does this portrait look realistic or like a cartoon? It kind of looks realistic.
I would say it looks realistic. Yeah. And then if you notice, it has, you know, the name of the piece, right? Which would be, I guess, be Indiana Jones, the year he did it, and then he has the medium. So he used colored pencil
Huh?
for this. Whereas like this picture here, Carrie Fisher,
He's used or
acrylic paint. And thing the picture with Denzel Washington, also acrylic. And then this one over here, Mad Max Fury Road, is graphite. Take a walk over here. Here's some more pop culture images. We have the Predator, Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster, right? Nosferatu. This is the Mouth of Sauron, Lord of the Rings. And then this looks just like a sketch.
It's a sketchbook cover.
Oh yeah, very cool. Almost kind of looks like Pan's Labyrinth with the Sayer in the background. And then this is that sketch we saw from the sketchbook, right? Of Superman. Like a cartoon of Superman. Yeah, he looks pretty funny. What if I looked like that? And I'll spin around here a little bit. Trying to not make it people too seasick from this image, but this is kind of what the exhibit looks like when you walk in. There's that video that you might hear in the background a little bit. And it's a nice interview with the artist, talking a little bit about his process and his experiences. There's that sketchbook we looked at earlier. Swing around here. This is the portrait of Batman, some of the DC work. There's a few more images here from Stray Toasters.
Yeah.
We saw the other wall before.
Yeah, and it was actually a Stray Toaster.
Yes. A few more. And then this is the entrance right here. The big statue of Warlock right there. And we kind of came back to the beginning.
These are quick KP mom tips. First off, if you want to make this, if you want to bring your kids, I'm not sure how little you want to bring your kids to the exhibit. Some of the images are graphic, a little kind of on the scarier side, but if you know your kid, you know, great. Maybe 9 and up, not sure. But like I said, if you know your kid, if they can handle that stuff, bring them in. It can be very educational here because they have these really nice activity cards. We did this when we went to the Alex Ross Museum exhibit when they were here. This is also attached to the Lake County, like their own museum. So if you take a quick tour, you can get the whole history of the land out here, which is really interesting too. We've done that, but we're a geeky pulp culture YouTube channel, so we're not gonna focus on that right now.
And
but
we've done
done
that
it
in the
before,
past,
and
yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Tuesdays is half price. Mondays they're closed. They're open through the weekend. The artist is going to do a signing, I think sometime in August. Check out their Facebook, the Dunn Museum Facebook page if you want more info about that. Not sure what else. Really, like, very friendly museum. If you have any issues, you can talk to them in the front. If there's any concerns.
It's a very laid back museum.
It's a very laid back museum, very small, but
it's a little tucked
kinda
away.
off the beaten path.
Yeah, it's tucked away in an industrial park, so it
Yeah.
might be a little hard to find.
Kind of hard to find, but
Yeah.
we've been here before for previous exhibits, so we know where we're going. And like I said, you make it really fun and educational for your kid, especially if they're interested in the arts. Arf loves to look at the sketchbooks and that and see the process of how artists do it. You know, I say if you know your child, it's cool to come. We love it.
So that was the museum. What did you think of the exhibit?
I liked it.
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
I liked the Indiana Jones painting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I like some of the Marvel paintings too.
Yeah.
Like they had like a Moon Knight page, and I like that because I like Moon Knight.
Yeah, I thought it was a great exhibit. It's wonderful that they would do something like this for a comic book artist, for a famous illustrator. Usually you have to be some kind of a fine artist to get an exhibit like that. So it's great that they would do that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.